Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are reacting to, this is labeled as StayC, but it's actually two members of StayC. It's Seeun and Jay. Of course, Jay is my bias, so I'm even more excited for this, but it's a song called Over You, Annyeong, or Over You Goodbye. Um, Actually, I thought Annyeong was hello, but I guess Annyeong can also be goodbye. Anyway, the point is, this is not a cover. This is actually a previously unreleased song, so far as I understand it. And if I recall correctly, Jay said something about how this was originally intended to be a group song, but they decided, I don't know if it was the label or the group, I think it was the label, decided to make it just a unit song for these two. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I've heard it's beautiful, and that's all I've heard about it. Uh, Looking forward to it, like I said, so let's go check it out. Also, real quick, no subtitles because Korean. So I have pulled up the lyrics on the phone. I'll follow along with them on the second playthrough.
사진 속에 날아도 너무나도 그리워 해맑고 또 밝아 넌 너무나도
Jay is a
beautiful
princess.
시간은 참 빨라 근데 아직도 난 아파 어쩌면 난 모를까요 아직도 난 일까요 Can't get over you You are, you are, you are, you are over you
Gorgeous vocal
You are,
there.
you are, you are, you are 나만 아파 계속 우린 둘이었는데도 그래도 널 탓하지 않아 네가 아냐 운명이 나빠 웃음이 너무나도 많았지 모든 게
Seeun's a princess
꿈인
too.
줄만 알았지 Baby I don't wanna lose your love How you feeling, how you feeling 시간은 참 빨라 그래 아직도 난 아파 어쩌면 처음부터일까요 혼자 사랑한 걸까요 Can't get over you
That guitar is giving almost a little bit of warmth to this.
Over you You are, you are, you are, you are 나만 아파 계속 우린 둘이었는데도 그래도 널 탓하지 않아 네가 아냐 운명이 나빠
I wasn't sure how long we'd already been here now.
Reminiscent days that you had me so beautiful And it's kinda great because you made this so beautiful 아름다운 dream 우리 둘이서 그리던 때론 가끔씩 아프진 않지만 그리워 울지 않아 이젠 괜찮아졌나봐 even 어색한 웃음마저 You should keep it closer That's what you are 이젠
They sound amazing.
그만해줄게 I had to say 보여줄게요 멋진 모습 나도 이제 다 컸으니까 안녕 잘 지내 Goodbye
The ad-libs there are so, like, otherworldly. That was really nice. Okay. So, I heard Over You Goodbye without having, been able to follow along with the lyrics on the first playthrough. I can't really tell you what the message is. I assume it's about getting over someone. I mean, I feel like that's pretty self-explanatory from the title. But what I don't know is, are they basically, they've been hurt, so they're moving on? Or is it, they want to get over you? whatever, I don't know. So we'll find out the second playthrough as I follow along with the lyrics. But feeling wise, what I'm getting from this is that there's this touch of nostalgia, and there's this longing, and I get those feelings from how it's shot, with them kind of gazing at something through the window, or they're both sitting across from each other on the bus, but they're like lost in their own thoughts. They'd never look at each other, as far as I remember in that video. They're always just looking straight across in their own mind. And then there's also like that element of warmth to the song, which almost conveys that whatever has happened, they're kind of okay with it, or maybe that they feel like they will be okay with it. That acoustic guitar is adding that little bit of, I wouldn't go so far as to call it cheer, but just that little bit of something that makes the song less heavy. So vibe wise, I'm not feeling that they're super depressed about whatever's happening. Maybe they are sad, but there's hope for the future or something. So, like I said, let's follow along with the lyrics the second time, and maybe those feelings and impressions I got just from the video and the music will be correct. Maybe they'll be way off. Let's find out.
사진 속에 날아도 너무나도 그리워 해맑고 또
I love
밝아
Jay's voice.
너무나도 beautiful.
I didn't want to cut Seeun off because she's about to start, but I love Jay's voice because it's not super deep, like you might think of like Oogie or Moonbull or something like that, but it's deeper than the typical female idol voice. So it's almost like a midway point between, like I said, an Oogie or a Moonbull or a Dami and someone with a naturally higher voice. And I think that's why I like her voice so much. Now, obviously, I think she's really pretty, but like vocally, she stands out for that reason to me. And her verse here, even the me in the photo misses you so much. You were so pure and bright, so incredibly beautiful. So this could be a guy or a girl. Normally, when you think of being pure and innocent, beautiful, all those things, you would attribute those as feminine attributes, and they very well may be. But she may also be metaphorically speaking of this person's being, their aura, their soul. So, being pure and bright. And so the fact that we're talking in the past tense already and saying missing you so much, actually that first line, even the me in the photo. So like even the me that was with you back then still misses you. So like this was a really deep connecting love that isn't around anymore. So that explains the sadness and that kind of longing gaze, that introspection in their own world kind of thing that I mentioned. Not sure if I'm going to be accurate about the warmth aspect. We'll get there. But yeah, let's see what Seeun has to say here in the pre-chorus.
시간은 좀 빨라 근데 아직도 난 아파 어쩌면 난 모를까요 아직도 난 일까요.
So time passes so quickly, but I'm still in pain. Maybe I don't understand. Am I still just a child? So we often say time heals all wounds. That is technically true. There's a reason people say it. But it's also cliche, and when you're in the moment hurting, you don't feel like any amount of time is ever gonna, take that pain away. And it's not so much that it actually takes the pain away, it's that, you kind of get a little more numb to that pain. Maybe you even, at some point, depending on the depth of what's hurt you, maybe you even do forget the pain, and that's what we're talking about with the time healing here. But she's saying the time passes so quickly, but it hasn't healed anything. Like, I'm still hurting despite however long has passed here. And you would think with all that time that's passed, like, she's grown, but she's saying, like, am I still just a child? Like, I can't understand this. Um, there's a saying, and I don't know if it was like from the Bible or just somewhere else. I don't remember where I heard it, but it was essentially talking about, when I was a child, I thought like a child, acted like a child, but when I became a man, I put away childish things. In that same vein, we're essentially saying as we grow, we mature. We don't think and act like children anymore. But she's saying, I have grown, but have I not really matured or grown at all? Like, I still feel like a child here.
Can't get over you. You are, you are, you are, you are. Over you. You are, you are, you are, you are. 나만 아파 계속 우린 둘이었는데도 그래도 널 탓하지 않아. 네가 아냐 운명이 나빠.
So you hear that acoustic guitar just strumming along in the back, and I'm just saying, I feel like that has some element of like, it's not so bad tied to it. We're not there yet in the lyrics, so I could be wrong, but that's definitely what it's vibe giving me. So this chorus, can't get over you, you are, you are, you are, over you, you are, you are. I'm the only one constantly hurting, though we were once two. So we were together. We were a couple. So we were a duo. We were two. Although at first I didn't understand that as I was reading it, because I was like, we were two. That means we're separate, like two separate people. But no, she's saying like we were two as in 1 + 1 together. But despite the fact that we supposedly both felt the same, I'm the only one that's hurt. But she's saying, like, still, I don't actually blame you. It's not you. Fate is just cruel. So that line kind of implies that maybe they broke up because they had to. Maybe I don't know, maybe they grew up and went to separate schools, or maybe, they moved to a different country, or I don't know. There's any number of reasons why, somebody might have to break up. And then there's also like, maybe they're just growing apart. Because it doesn't mention why they broke up, but it does mention that they were together, but she's the only one hurting. So, maybe there's this aspect of as they grew up and matured, they just kind of didn't feel the same way as they once did. I don't know. But regardless of what it is, she's saying, like, it's not your fault. This is fate's fault. Whatever happened, I blame that unseen force and the cruel nature of the world.
웃음이 너무나도 많았지 모든 게 꿈인 줄만 알았지 Baby I don't wanna lose your love How you feeling, how you feeling
So Jay's verse here, we used to laugh so much, I thought everything was a dream. Baby, I don't want to lose your love, how you feeling, how you feeling. So we used to have such a great time that I didn't even think this was real. And I don't want to lose the love. Which, I guess that line depends on if you take this as we're singing in the present, meaning she's trying to win the person back, or if you take this whole verse as kind of singing as like a memory. Like even right here, it looks like this is a memory that she's having. So if you take it as like this is her past self singing the verse about, laughing and having such a great time and all that stuff, then that could be her saying that she doesn't want this to end. And now if you fast forward, it has ended anyway.
시간은 좀 빨라 그래 아직도 난 아파 어쩌면 처음부터일까요 혼자 사랑한 걸까요.
So that pre-chorus, time passes so quickly, but I'm still in pain. Maybe from the very start I was the only one in love. And that goes back to that part about, you know, we were two, but I'm the only one hurting. So now she's thinking like, okay, I'm the only one hurting. Does that mean I was the only one who actually had these feelings, that I was the only one in love?
Can't get over you. You are, you are, you are, you are. Over you. You are, you are, you are, you are. 나만 아파 계속 우린 둘이었는데도 그래도 널 탓하지 않아. 네가 아냐 운명이 나빠.
Now she grabbed the little camcorder and she's watching the memories. Or maybe she's making them now. I don't know. No. Because of the next line. That line right there. I feel like we're watching the memories. By the way, her shoes here are brighter than my future. Shout out to whoever polished these things. But yeah, the very first line there is reminiscent days. In other words, looking back. So that camcorder is filled with like recorded memories.
That your hand is so beautiful and it's kinda great because you made this song beautiful. 아름다운 dream 우리 둘이서 그리던 때론 가끔씩 아프진 않지만 그리워 울지 않아 이젠 괜찮아졌나 봐 even 어색한 웃음마저.
So this whole bridge here finally gets us to the point where all that stuff that I mentioned about the acoustic guitar and kind of feeling warmth and like that it's kind of okay, here it is. So reminiscent days that you had me, so beautiful. So back when we were together, things were beautiful. And it's kind of great because it made this song beautiful. So all those memories we shared and even the pain that I have now has become a beautiful part of my life's tapestry. And this song is written about that time. And it's a beautiful song. A beautiful dream that we both envisioned. So we both said things, maybe we'll be together forever, whatever. Sometimes it doesn't hurt, but I still miss it. So like she's begun to heal. You know, she still looks back fondly and misses that time, but it doesn't hurt anymore. And then the next line, I don't cry anymore. Maybe I've finally healed. Even my awkward smile feels okay. So there's that aspect of the warmth, and again, this element of like, okay, I've healed a little, I'm moving on. It's okay, it's gonna be okay. And then we get to the outro.
You should keep it going, shine. That's what you are. 이젠 그만 보내줄게요. Head to side 보여줄게요. 멋진 모습 나도 이제 다 컸으니까. 안녕 잘 지내. Goodbye.
I love this part of the end. The guitar becomes more prominent there at the end too, but so the outro said, you should keep it glow and shine. That's what you are. So earlier at the very beginning, we talked about the line saying like you were pure and beautiful and innocent. I don't know if it said innocent, but I know it said pure and beautiful. And so this shining, glowing, all of those are like ways of describing the person, maybe their soul, their character, whatever. And so she's not harboring any animosity towards the person. She's like, you're still perfect to me. You're still glowing. And that's who you are. You should keep doing that. Now I'll let you go. And I have to say, I'll show you my best self. because now I've grown up. So, um, especially for anyone who's never really seen idols perform live, almost every time, without fail, somebody in the group, or maybe all of them, especially at the end, you know, when they're doing their final goodbyes and everything, they'll always say something like, I'll work harder so I can show you a better version of me, or I'll show you a better self next time, or we'll come back with bigger, better stages. All of those are just different ways of saying like they're going to keep growing as artists. In this part, though, she's essentially saying like, I've become older, I've grown up, I'm going to show you how much I've matured. I'm going to show you the best parts of me and that I'm continuing to get better, because that person doesn't necessarily miss her. We don't know. Because remember, we had the line about them, her being the only one that feels that pain. But presumably she's doing that for herself, but also because in theory, maybe this other person does still at least love her as a friend and wants the best for her. And so she doesn't want to burden them with her pain, what pain there may still be. And then she says, goodbye, take care, goodbye. And it's so we've hit the part where we've healed enough to let them go. And even though it sucks and we want that time back, we realize it's not going to happen. And holding on to something like that is bad for you, might even be bad for them, depending on how far you take that. And so we're just going to let it go. And again, that's where that warmth of that acoustic guitar is coming in. So while I did not understand the lyrics without reading them, the feeling of the song was perfectly conveyed through just how it was shot and the music. So really, really fantastic job there, StayC. Alright guys, that was Seeun and Jay from StayC with Over You, Annyeong. Beautiful song, and you know, other than a full group song, couldn't have asked for a better Christmas gift. Actually, we did get a full group song. They did a cover of Love in the Ice from TVXQ. So I take it back. This was just an extra Christmas present. So yeah, anyway, shout out to the patrons. Thank you guys for all your support. I really appreciate you. If you're not familiar with Patreon, the link is down in the description below. Head over there, check it out. There's stuff I can't put here on the YouTube channel. It's either stuff that's been blocked already or stuff that would get blocked if I were to try and put it here. Also, Patreon supporters get guaranteed prioritized requests sent to the top of the request queue every month. Link to that queue is in the description, and there's also a link to PayPal there. If you want to bump a request up to the top of the queue, but you don't want all the Patreon benefits, you can sponsor a request that way and have it moved up. So, feel free to take a look. Thanks for being here. I'll catch you for the next one. Take care, everybody.